Welcome, everybody. It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. We are here. If you're seeing us, that means we are live and ready to go. Chris, I can't believe it. It's been a whole week since we saw each other. It's amazing. I love this feeling.
It has been. And did you check out that awesome new intro there? Thanks to Robert and, of course, HauntPay for being our premier show sponsor.
We literally could not do it without you.
Thank you. Hey, we got 35 days until Halloween. Can you believe this?
Don't tell me that. It makes me nervous. There's a lot going on. Yeah, no, I can't believe it. Most people are well underway. We're not open yet, but we're going to get there, and it's going to be great. But you know what else there is?
What?
There's only how many weeks until TransWorld?
Oh, we could figure that out.
Somebody asked me that the other day and caught me off guard, and I was like, we got to add that to the show. Chris, we'll figure that out before the end.
I like that. Okay.
Yes. Usually you have a TransWorld countdown here going.
I do, and we're like in our heads, we're like, oh, okay, we're going to be getting onto the road to Legendary real soon. So I'm not even thinking about that, but it can't be more than about 10, 12 weeks from there.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be wonderful.
HauntPay is with us today. We appreciate you, HauntPay. Yes. And of course, Kimberly, Sean, Erica, thank you so much for being here.
The gang's all here. Robert, welcome. I know. Long time no see. Absolutely. So, all right, Chris, tell me everything. Tell me what's going on. Give me the details.
Well, we have some big breaking news that happened just over the last few days, but we wanted to cover the news of the last week. And the biggest thing to come out actually hits a little bit of Chicago. So Paul Lanner of Haunters Against Hate, a good friend of TransWorld and our show, is excited. So a lot of people may not have known he relocated just before this September here to Chicagoland area. And that is an awesome opportunity. Well, he called me up and said, hey, I've got some big news. And really, before I thought I had the scoop to break the news to anybody, it popped out online. So here's the awesome thing. You like that?
I did. I got it. I did.
I'm learning from you. I'm getting the puns.
I love it. I approve.
Of course, everybody knows Penn and Teller, that wonderful magical duo that's been going on for probably 45 years or more, and they're awesome. Penn Jillette is a co-owner of a gelato shop in Chicago called Sideshow Gelato, and they have designated Haunters Against Hate as the world's smallest gelato cone charity of the month for October 2023. And that means that for every smallest gelato cone sold, they're going to give $1 to Haunters Against Hate. You want to know what else is awesome, Nicole?
Yes. Tell me more.
We're going to have Paul Lanner on the show next week to talk all about this awesome opportunity.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I mean, I think everybody knows that I'm a huge fan of Haunters Against Hate, and I'm always ready to show off Volume 9. But also, I'm going to take credit for this along with you, Chris. Last year in November, we got the pleasure of hanging out with Paul in Chicago, and I think that our time there inspired his move there now. And you know what? Even if it's not true, we're going to say it, and we're going to officially put it on for next week's notes.
Yes. I love this. I love it. That'll be part of the lead-in. So,
yeah. All right. So, speaking of celebrations, speaking of news, speaking of fantastic news, Chris, we've got two amazing guests tonight that happen to share something.
Yes, something really, really big
and really rare. Actually, it's not a normal. This is not a normal occurrence. So, we gotta definitely celebrate this in a really big way. Chris, do you want to do the honors and tell everybody who we have on tonight?
I would be honored. Something that is worthy of a lot of gold, because around the country, it is very tough to operate and run a haunted attraction, to get it started, to make it through your first year, to make it through your first 3 years, your 5 years, your 10 years.
Yeah.
We celebrate the heck out of every attraction that hits 15, 20, 25. But we are blessed with quite possibly what we believe are the two longest running attractions in the country, celebrating their 50th anniversaries this season. And we are bringing them out for you tonight. Nicole, are you ready?
I'm ready. Oh, I'm so ready. I am so pumped to talk to these guys and get some inspiration. This is right where we need it, right? Right in the beginning of haunt season and getting the tips from the absolute pros.
Exactly. Do you want to know what makes this night also very unique? Is all of our guests are all on the Eastern time zone.
Oh,
that's a first too. That's a first.
Welcome, neighbors.
On that wonderful note, we are very excited to bring our first 50th anniversary attraction out, hailing from Niles, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, bringing out the Niles Haunted Scream Park. We have Aaron and we have Ross with us today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You are coming live from the crypt right there on the presence of beautiful Niles Scream Park.
We are. I got to say, first and foremost, Nicole, Chris, I enjoy watching as much as I can tune into, and I can say Ross would agree that the energy that you guys share by doing this is just amazing. So
thank you. Oh my gosh, on this cold November or September night just before October. That really is heartwarming. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Of course, let's do a proper introduction. Of course, we have Aaron Smith, the general manager of Niles Scream Park, also an actor, has been there for umpteen years. I think he got married there as well, but we'll get to that. Ross Ratliff, the actor and volunteer manager, also an actor, been there forever. Guys, how's it going?
Busy.
it's busy. Going on to weekend number 4, believe it or not, and it's lively. Things are happening. We're ready to rock and roll.
Can we actually just real quick stress on that? Like, you guys opened the weekend after Labor Day, and you've been open ever since.
Yes.
It's crazy. Well, before we dive in, tell us about Niles. Tell us everything as you guys are celebrating your 50th anniversary. Tell us the history.
It all originated in 1974, which was once known as the Greater Niles J.C.'s Haunted House. It started in downtown Niles in what was once known as the old Carnegie Library. The project was almost lost a couple years later, and it became 2 semi-trailers backed up to one another. It moved from there to what was once known as the Barbara Jean's Restaurant. It literally migrated all over the community to a mushroom factory, to a Bell Road schoolhouse, until we landed 44 acres on Mayflower Road in 1997.
Wow.
Easy. As long as I have personally been going to your attraction, I've never gotten a chance to see any other location than the Mayflower location, which is insane. It's like 44 acres, right?
44 acres of wicked good fear, as we always say, and we use almost every acre available. Like, kids
wow.
Oh, it is crazy. You're very right. Like, every single path whisks and winds, and I've never had the opportunity in my own personal experience to like look out and go, oh, wow, there's, an overlap from another attraction. You guys make it so that every attraction feels secluded and on its own and in its own segregated path. And it's just brilliant. And obviously you picked up a few tricks over the 50 years.
Just a few.
Now, that's amazing. Okay, now I got to ask, I've never been there. So kind of walk me through. Tell me a little bit. Give me the elevator pitch on your attraction.
First of all, Nicole, I take back what I said. I'm heartbroken that you've never been here.
I know,
I'm just kidding.
I know. But you
You're
know what?
welcome
I've heard
anytime.
a ton about it. Well, now, listen, I'm going to show up on a June evening. I've heard that's a convenient.
All right.
We've heard a good tip there.
So what is 44 acres? What is Niles Scream Park? We have approximately almost 20 acres of that is parking. I would say more on the 15 acres of parking.
Okay.
We have an entire midway, and what is on the midway are 5 major attractions that consist of the Niles Haunted House, the one that started it all from all these other locations when it moved out here. We have what we call the Haunted Duplex, which contains 2 haunts in one seamlessly. One is Blackbeard's Revenge, and the other is Ghostly Hollow. Then we also have a few outdoor attractions. One is the Field of Screams, which is like a gigantic outdoor walk filled with different themes and scare tactics. It's literally, if you know where you're going, probably at least 20 minutes, a little over 6/10 of a mile long. We also have what we call the Dark Territory Haunted Hayride, which is 19 and a half minutes and about a mile long across 52 sets. So those
my
are the
God.
5 major. And then there's also 2 side attractions. One is known as Hooded, which you have to be an adult, 18 or over. People wanted more of an adrenaline kick to their evening. So we initiated this, I believe, 7 years ago. You literally sign a waiver, you put a hood over your head, you go in by yourself, and it's the only attraction in which actors can touch you. You follow a rope, and it's like sensory overload. And then there's 4 5-minute escape rooms, covered waiting areas, 3 different gift shops, concessions, outdoor movie screen, axe throwing, paintball, actors walking around, DJs, depending on the night. It's a frightful night full. You're easily here 2 to 3 hours if you're doing everything.
If not more.
It
If
sounds
not
so
more.
small. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's amazing. That's amazing. So you guys are leaving like nothing untouched and no concept undone, which is really incredible. And really, that's how you stay fresh. That's how you stay relevant. That's how you keep bringing people in every single year. I love it.
Did we sell you?
Nope.
Did we say? Oh,
Yes, of course you sold me. I want to go now. No, really, I'm not kidding. I'll show up at sometime in the summer if I have to, or Chris knows now I want to go, and he'll just be like, "Hey, what are you doing today?" I'm
That's
like,
it. We'll just drive over there.
Let's go.
It's great. So 2 things. Number one, Kimberlina in the chat says my favorite Michigan haunt. So you're getting some plenty of love there. And literally, I think Niles is also about physical fitness because we set like our pedometer to see how many steps that we could get in. And I believe we hit like 9,500 in just our 3 hours being there. It's insanity.
So wait, the comment in there, Nike Scream Park, is that like a real thing? Or is that just a typo? I just gotta know. Remy,
I think it's.
I assume a typo.
Okay, but
now I think we should call Nike it for your walking.
Yeah, well,
you should bring your walking shoes.
All right, good to know. Good to know. That's amazing. All right, so 44 acres, 5 main attractions, escape rooms. I'm sure you've got beverages, snacks, all of that stuff. All right, where do we find this magical place that you speak of?
In one of the most original URLs imaginable.
Okay.
Haunted.org.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Original, like that's what it is for being around 50 years. You get haunted.org.
That's
Coolest
amazing.
website ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
all right. And you guys are approximately where in the country?
Can we do the map? Can I do that?
Oh yeah.
Niles, Michigan. If you know, well, our Michigan friends know. Little southwest corner of Michigan, about 20 minutes north of Notre Dame.
Okay.
And so for those that aren't from the area, it sounds like it's intimidating, but you could fly into Chicago because they are actually not that far. They're about 96 miles from Chicago or about 186 miles from Detroit. So you got a lot of different options, or you can certainly fly into to South Bend there.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing the Google right now to see how far it is from me.
We also have a very, very dear shared friend, of course, our very own Emmy, who plays triple hitter for a lot of different haunts, but her home haunt is the Niles Scream Park, and we all know and love her as she's a member of our TransWorld team as well. So we get to see, we don't get to see her actually often, but we get to see like an alter ego called Nancy.
Yes. And now I heard a rumor you had another special guest scaring with you last weekend.
Or 2 weekends ago. 2
weekends ago?
We had Robert this weekend with some of his friends for Wisconsin Fairgrounds. And then the week before we had guest haunters from basically all over. We had Hunters Against Hate takeover, which was really awesome too.
Oh, that's so fun. Love that.
It was huge credit to both of you, but especially I saw Ross just handling this influx of actors. You had all of these different like spotlight characters, a lot from Kalamazoo, a lot from the Chicago area, like really kind of everywhere, and all coming saying, "Hey, boss, where do I go?"
That never happens.
That had to be really overwhelming for you guys, but also very amazing all at the same time.
It was really cool. We had, I think 39 was the final number over the 2 days. I had 15 at my house staying overnight, so that was also really fun.
Oh my God.
They were everywhere. It was nice to see. We had variety, and everybody with their custom costume pretty much fit in almost into every one of our themed areas really well.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
So now, go ahead.
Oh no, we've just got some pictures from our previous 2 weekends of visits. So please, go ahead, Nicole. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, so I can see that there's a lot of like special things happening and going on. But one of the other things that I think is really cool about you guys is how many actors do you guys have on your roster?
We have a lot.
Yeah.
On a busy night, we have around 210 volunteers that are working throughout the park, and about 125 of those are actors in the attractions. So a lot of actor-driven workers within the haunts themselves, and obviously various acting ability too. So we have some that are brand new off the street that have never done this before, all the way to those that have been, practically born here that are well suited to basically train anybody here.
Nancy.
Yeah.
You know what I think is really cool too is like anybody that has a passion for Halloween, regardless of their age, you have them as part of the game. What is your youngest actor and what's your oldest? Because I know you cover a huge spread.
So our actors typically start as a junior in high school, and they go all the way up. I think 72 might be the oldest, but obviously there's a gamut across the board. Another cool thing that we do is with some of our Boy Scout groups and other individuals that work in the preseason that might be below that junior age, we do give them that opportunity to work in our escape rooms and kind of work their way into the haunts themselves. So we call it kind of gaining their wings, if you will. So they show us that they can be responsible during the summer. Once we get into the season, we get them into the haunts, into a safe spot to where they can really get that kind of itch, and then we have them forever. They don't ever go away, which is what I like.
That's amazing. I love that.
And another, stemming back again, we have someone who might be in the chat. Hannah is one of those perfect example, but another one we've already mentioned their name is Emmy Smith, aka Nancy, is a prime example. Literally starting out here as a little girl with her dad, which all of us probably should know from Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Juice was one of the best, and it's amazing to see what a family that you've created over 50 years, and you've kind of memorialized all of your 50 years of history. We were kind of talking before the show about how miraculous it was to be able to find news articles and clippings and things before we all had, phones or cameras at the ready. And so to be able to capture all that history and then preserve it and present it in such a like museum-esque thing called the Halls of Fear is just beautiful. I think I got goosebumps. I don't work there. I don't have any part of it, but just visiting it, you get the feels.
Yeah, we get
I love it.
Every time we look at that museum, I get the feels. So
yeah.
I probably got to make a YouTube link for it, but I spent way too much time doing it. But just the nostalgic factor behind creating. There's a couple TVs in there. One just shows pictures. It's about an hour and a half long, and the other one shows videos, teaser trailers, pranks, stuff the public has never seen. It's about 2.5 hours long. Not that you have that much time to look and appreciate it, but just finding all that footage and turning it into a video to put in the museum was just a huge step back in time. It was amazing.
That's incredible.
It's amazing as a guest. I mean, you've done so much for so many people. Nicole, you want to take this next part? Because it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So you guys don't just do this for profit, right? You guys actually give back to your community. And a little birdie told me that like last year alone, you gave back $134,000. Tell us a little bit about that. How do you choose where those funds go? How do you operate like that?
So every volunteer that comes in basically can choose the charity of their choice or nonprofit. When they sign up to volunteer, they let us know what organization they want to volunteer for, their hours that they work at the site, whether it be one night or every single night of the season. They get a check at the end of the season that they're providing to that organization for their hours worked. So it's really cool. I always like to steal the Monsters Inc. quote, "We scare because we care," because it truly is something really caring of, and we really like. It makes it more, to me, it's really heartfelt. I love doing it because I'm giving that back to an organization.
Yeah.
And that makes up of Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, church groups, youth groups, the Make-A-Wish Foundation,
Bands.
American Cancer Society, bands. And even even last year, part of that number was over $8,000 in high school scholarships. And I was a scholarship contributor when I started volunteering 19 years ago. And I actually was a recipient of a scholarship, which was really, it was amazing. It's like my time went towards scholarships, and I still continue, even before being GM or park manager of the park, my time still went towards the scholarships prior to that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's
Oh
amazing.
gosh. I'm going to, can I blow everybody's mind? And Aaron,
Yeah.
you tell me if I am wrong, but this is absolutely crazy. This staggering figure here. Since 1996, the Niles Scream Park has donated and given back to the community and those organizations that Aaron just mentioned over $2.4 million.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Aaron, did I mess up a zero there? Are we right on that figure?
You're right on that figure. And we always emphasize over, because when we were going through files dating back to the 80s and 90s and beyond, since 1996, when records began, I don't know why records didn't exist prior to that, but
Yeah.
I was finding articles of, say, 1990, if someone's ringing a bell, because I kept finding it over and over again. It was like over $13,000 in 1990 was donated, but that's not in any of that total result of 2.4 million. So that's why it's emphasis, over 2.4 million.
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere
right,
around
right.
there,
We lost track after 2.4 million. Yeah, it's hard to count that high sometimes. All right, so tell us a little bit about this, guys, because obviously something you're doing is working, right? Whether it be that obviously you're giving back to the community, but you're driving audiences there all the time, and you guys have received just so much recognition from regionally, nationally. Like, I knew who you were as a very young haunter. What is the secret sauce? What makes you keep producing high quality shows?
Secret sauce.
The secret
Yeah.
sauce.
It's gotta be, yeah.
You
We do
can
sauce
chime in
like this.
too. I like Nicole's
I know.
secret
Yeah.
sauce.
It's the hot sauce. Yeah.
The haunt sauce. So our haunt sauce, and you can chime in to add to it too, is I believe that it's pretty amazing that we have a population in Niles, Michigan of about 13,000 people, but we will annually visit now, annually see in 22 nights of operation just over 50,000 people. So that is a huge statement in itself. And we believe our business model has always been and always will be about never-ending change. We stand out because we don't change just a couple rooms. There are some of the attractions like Blackbeard's Revenge and the Ghostly Hollow. Those two shows will not exist next year. It'll be completely gutted, wiped clean, and we will start from scratch. Like the haunted house, I would say is about 70% of change. There are some things that are just staples, and they will be there to last a lifetime. Just because, or a little bit extended of a period of time because it took forever to do. But we like to think that people, build it and people will come.
I think the connection to charity too is a big deal. Like the people coming in knowing that it goes right back out to the community. We hear that all the time on the Midway when they're coming in. They know that they're supporting a great cause and it's going right back out.
That's amazing.
Well, you're getting a ton of love from the comments. I mean, it is just flooding in. You're going to have to definitely watch all of that. You have done something monumental that most attractions are going to try and strive to get there throughout their entire life. Do you have any advice to other haunt owners that might be watching and saying, how do I get to 50 years?
Oh, wait a minute. This wasn't in the script. What is this? Just threw that in there. Oh,
Surprise.
That's what we So
Yep.
Pete always tells us this, and it's something that he's heard through the industry too from a good friend of his. He always tells us not to sweat the small stuff because it's all small. You can have the biggest issue that doesn't look like you can fix it, but in the end, really, you're just trying to get to the next step. And we always get to that next step, whether it's easy or extremely difficult. So being able to do that, I think, it's a huge strength.
That's good. That's good advice. We love that, Pete and Mr. Wizard over there. Those are great people over there.
I'm just writing these down, just so you guys.
Guys,
Like, I
So-
know, like, the sweat the small stuff, but you guys got massive nuggets of knowledge pouring out of this broadcast. So, yeah.
this is mainly for Nicole, but for anybody that needs that final push, why should they come to the Niles Screen Park in 2023?
I don't know. Oh man, I covered it. Didn't I always about to change. I listened, 44 acres.
He's like, see
you know?
above. See
See
above.
above. Yeah, see above.
That's exactly it. That's
As
exactly.
previously stated in my last question, Craig.
It's true. It's a culmination of everything, and that's
It's the sauce. It's the secret sauce.
it is. It is.
Hot sauce.
All right.
Yeah.
Can we get personal? Because we got like a second here. We can get a little personal here for a second. We got to ask the important stuff. Nicole,
What everybody really tunes in for.
that's really this is what the whole thing boils down to. So, what is each of yours favorite Halloween movie?
Oh. Do I have to pick just one?
Yes, you do.
It's tough. I know.
Oh, okay. This is going to be a little bit. I mean, this is more modern. I mean, I could pick something classic, but I'm going to go more modern because it's in the back of my mind, and I'm really excited for it. And that's going to be just the Saw franchise in general.
Oh,
I mean,
Okay.
that sounds totally out there. No one would probably ever say that, but Saw. I mean, Saw X is getting ready to come out. I think this week.
It is.
This weekend.
And I've always been a huge fan of it because if you look a little deeper into the movie, it's not just about, torturing poor souls. There's a little bit of a story to it. And if you look past all that, you get to pick that up. And I think it's really, interesting. So
I'm going to say Beetlejuice.
it is a classic.
And there's obviously a connection to the park, and that's not the reason why I say that. It's just a really great movie,
Yep.
but have that connection it's a lot.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, I love it, guys. There is no wrong answer to that ever.
Never.
Every single time I hear
No.
it, it inspires me more, and it just gives you the warm feelings.
Love
I
it.
know.
Love it.
I know.
I am so grateful that you guys could spend some time with us. I know that you are constantly changing, and literally to just emphasize your point, they truly do rip out well over half their park and rebuild it, if not more, every season. Why? Because they're amazing, and we love you. And thanks for taking some time to hang out with us and share a little bit of how you got to 50 years. Please thank Pete for us. Please thank Mr. Wizard, Joe, of course, and your entire team. We love you guys.
No, thank you.
you.
And I said to add to that, if you want to check it out, I know we're running out of time. Check out Behind the Screams. You'll see what we mean by gutting the attractions. It's a great series, pretty comical. And then also the one last plug I always say is to all haunters, we have what we call an open door policy. It doesn't have to be when we're open. You can visit if it's literally 12 inches of snow on the ground. Let us know. We don't have
Game
secrets
on.
or anything with you.
I love it. I love it.
What?
I know.
Plan the trip. No excuse.
I know, right? Now I hear it. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. I know that you are super busy and there's just so much going on, especially with this season. Happy 50th to you guys and to all of you that make Niles Scream Park legendary and spooky magical in every single way. I definitely took down some quotes, added some things, and you guys are officially on my bucket list. So thank you so much. I know, right?
Love it.
I know. All right. Guys, any closing thoughts you want to leave us with before you go?
We'll see you soon, Nicole.
Yep.
Sounds good. All right. Sounds super amazing and zesty, like Kimberlita says. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys soon. Happy
See you
Halloween.
guys soon. Happy Halloween.
This is
Oh my.
okay. I know this is weird. And okay, first of all, I'm smiling so hard and getting so excited that my forehead hurts. But I equate our fall shows to like that Hallmark movie feeling, right? You get to talk to haunters who have just so much passion, and it beams through. And I know that we're just hanging out, get to talk about all things TransWorld and all things Halloween, and guests like them definitely bring it the magic to what we do.
It is amazing because the legacy of people like Aaron's been there for 19 years, and the people that really are such a core part of that park, every single person of them is willing to give you the shirt off their back and just care and just show how prideful and how passionate they are about Halloween and the community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But wait, there's more. So much more. Oh my gosh. All right. But Chris, this is new. This is like kind of official. We have yet another fabulous commercial that we'd like to show you from our good friends at HauntPay.
Once again, thank you to HauntPay. Of course, hauntpay.com, our premier sponsor for TransWorld Live.
I love it. This is exciting. This is great. All right. But like I said, but wait, there's more. We're not done celebrating these 50th anniversary attractions. Let's go ahead and bring on our next guest, Mr. John Eslich from the Factory of Terror in Canton, Ohio, and Haunted Schoolhouse and Laboratory of Akron, Ohio.
Yeah.
Hi,
What's
John.
up, John?
Hey, good morning. I was nice to Niles. It's good to hear them. They have an amazing attraction, very unique, and I visited in the summer months, not during the the fall season, but it's been great. So they're very cordial and they're very great people. So glad you had them on. I respect them quite a lot. So.
Well, we're glad to have you on. We respect you a lot, and you've got a lot going on. Happy 50th anniversary
Well,
to the
thank you.
Schoolhouse and Laboratory. So tell us a little bit about it. I actually have had the pleasure of being there before, so I can actually I know one of two.
Well, when were you there?
For those that have, what was that?
When were you there?
I may or may not have snuck in like a January.
Okay.
Yeah, I was right after you guys got axe throwing.
Oh, I remember. Okay.
Yes.
So much has happened between then and now. It's hard to keep up.
I know. It was an early 2020 thing that I think.
The Akron Haunted Schoolhouse. So you're right. This is year number 50, which is an amazing milestone. And 50 years is easy to say. It's hard to produce and hard to sustain. I have to shout out to the previous owners who developed the project, which is Cindy and Don Johns, and they started it, and they've done an amazing job. It's become an icon in the community. One of those attractions that people just went to every year because of the sets and the quality of the show. So I came into the picture in 2017. So I'm going on my 7th year as taking over the helm there for Cindy and Don and Cindy. So I'm honored to be able to take it into the 50-yard line or the 50-year mark. So that's pretty exciting for us. We have a lot of new faces. Over that time, you get new faces and new projects. So it's been exciting for us, and we're looking forward to entertaining our guests this year.
And what's really cool, and we know that Niles has had to move to survive, but you guys have actually been able to do this in the same location for all 50 years.
Yeah, so that's really what is unique. The Akron Haunted Schoolhouse has never relocated, has never missed a season, a Halloween season, or a Halloween in
Oh my
50
God.
years.
Wow.
So, I mean, this year will be 50. So we've opened last week. So, the season has started, but it's 50 years, and that is hard to do. I mean, any haunter out there knows, you have to get your money in 15 to 20 days, and you have to really budget and stretch that money for 10 months to get to the next season. And so that's tough business.
It is.
So,
It is.
you know.
Haunting is definitely not for the weak at all.
Well, Nicole, listen, we develop, I mean, every haunter, we make a fun product, right?
Yeah.
Okay, people think it's fun, exciting, but there is a business side to it. And you've got to make it, to the next season. But it's a fun product, but does not mean it's not work. So we all know
Right.
the people behind the scene, they know how much work it is.
Yeah.
It's not all fun and games. We make it look like fun and games during October, but it's not. And but we all accept that because that's what we signed up for.
That's the magic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now, you guys, so like in the magic in this too is that you actually took custody of this attraction. When did you do that?
Yeah, so I took it over in 2017. So that was so we opened in 17. So this was like I think 7 years I'll have it, and we made some various changes over the time. I guess one of the notable changes, and I guess if you haven't been there, you have the Akron Haunted Schoolhouse, which is a 3-story old school building built in the 50s. And then 200 feet away, there's a 4-story research facility that is the Haunted Laboratory. So what we did is we kind of like took that space between those buildings and built a midway. So people can kind of gather and congregate. And a lot of what haunters are doing today, they build a midway, they have concessions and they have, food trucks, etc. We start selling liquor there in 2018. So there's different things. We had some games and stuff, a lot of things that other haunters are doing, but it was kind of a big change for that property. And it was nice because it was able to transition us into the next 50 years, really. So
it's amazing.
It's beautiful. I know you guys have axe throwing. You have a specialty bar where you have beautiful craft cocktails and really keeps the people going. And obviously 2 full-scale haunted attractions that make up this entire property. How big is your entire property in total?
So the property in general, it's 10 acres.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
So it's quite large. Including, we had a lot of part of that is for parking, but you say you have a 3-story building attached to a 1-story building, and then you have a 4-story building. So there's several buildings on site, and then the midway they have to maintain and manage. It's developed, and we start bringing the alcohol in back in. It's been I think 4 or 5 years now, and that opens it up to more of a Halloween event, and other guests can show up and have alcohol while the other people go through the haunts, and it's kind of come out to where parents can have a place to stay, and while the kids go through the attraction. It's another component of it. That's all.
A babysitting feature for the adults. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, back in the time, they actually had a babysitting service back in the day. So now instead of babysitting the kids, you get babysit the adults with the bar. So it's kind of come.
I love how time is
full circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how things evolve.
We know that we have people watching, and we're so grateful for you from all parts of the country and abroad. Akron is in Ohio and about 40 minutes south of Cleveland, right? Or 40 miles south of Cleveland, right?
Right. So Ohio is, it's the heart of haunted houses. So it's a mega state for haunts. And, up north is the Great Lakes, and we're about 40 minutes south of Lake Erie, which is where Cleveland is, and Northeast Ohio. A lot of wonderful haunts in Ohio, and we love them all. And it's like I said, it's the place for haunts. So you want to go?
Someone may yell at us, but I'm pretty sure that Ohio has the most haunted attractions.
We'll get saying, hey, we're going to say we're the best, but Michigan's amazing, Pennsylvania. There's so many good states, but I'm going to say Ohio's the best.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yep.
All right, we'll let you have it
That's
for
my
this
story, and
episode.
that's what I'm sticking to.
Yeah, we'll let you have it for this episode. All right, so you guys just opened last Saturday. How did it go?
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, it was day one in September, so it's always a challenge. So
Yep.
it's a lot of time spent with getting the staff running around. So attendance wise, you always want more. But we know it was a good start to the season, and it's a good indication of what we're up for. And I think it's going to be an amazing season, not only in Akron but also in Canton, Ohio.
Very nice. Very nice. Any new features for this year that you unveiled, or new scenes, or anything you want to tease to maybe someone who's never been, or someone who wants to come back?
I don't know if I need to tease it. I mean, this property it's an amazing attraction, and we do take scenes and we reinvent a number of scenes every year, and then some years we do a big infrastructure type of work. One thing we did this year, our Tesla coil has been acting up. So about 3 years ago, I bought the Tesla coil. It used to be on the movie or the TV show, I guess, Fear Factor. So there's a Tesla coil on Fear Factor. That dates back probably 10, 12 years ago, but I bought it like 3 or 4 because I knew one day I would need it. So you can't just go to Walmart and buy a Tesla coil.
No.
So we have a Tesla coil that's basically worth the price of admission. So we're fortunate to have this replacement. So we put that replacement in there. We're going to rebuild the original. So those are things we're going to do. Other than that, I mean, the attraction speaks for itself. It's we focus on the guest experience, and we have really good structure, very good bones on the property, and very good staff. And those are some key components.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it. So now, okay, talk to me about your actors. What does your roster look like?
I don't really know exactly, but I think it's around 80 just for acting staff.
Okay.
And then, then you have, security, and you got parking, you got, attendants, and, box office and all that, and bartenders and things. But, so just the acting staffs in the neighborhood are in the 80s.
Okay.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. Are they all?
I feel bad I don't actually know the number for it, but,
that's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
That's okay. Are they all paid? Do you have some volunteers? Do you have any sort of mix of that?
No, all of our actors are paid.
Okay.
We don't mix it. I guess from time to time someone wants to come in and help out, but we typically say, listen, if you're going to work, you're on the roster, and that's it. So
yeah.
Love it. Now, you have a very cool feature, if we can ask about this, because I found it to be pretty eye-opening, and I want to know so much more. You have something that I have not seen a lot of haunted attractions feature. You offer a season ticket pass. Can you talk more about that cool option and how you guys run that and operate that?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been running season passes for a number of years, and it started out, it's like I offered it, and any haunt can do this. Just offer it, and there's really you're not out anything if you don't sell any. So don't feel like you got to sell a lot of them. There's been years we sold 30, and it's like, okay, we sold 30. Okay, it's fine. But, you got every haunt has dedicated fans, and it's really for them. And so some of the features for that is every time they would show up on a property, they can buy add-on tickets for their friends at half price. So they're still getting some money for their add-ons. The season pass holders is free, and they get a fast pass. So if they bring a friend, typically they're going to buy a fast pass for their friend as well. So they can bring up to 4 guests with them, and at half price. So they're really they're marketing out your haunt for you. So it doesn't really I think it's really good from the marketing standpoint, and the diehard fans that really want it, it's good value. And we also give a discount on merch.
Nice.
And then, for example, in my Akron or my Canton location, we charge for parking. So the season pass would cover the parking fees. In Akron, I don't charge parking right now, so that's not an issue there.
Sure.
But yeah, we have a lot of people that really enjoy that because we also do off-season events. Like we do a Valentine's Day event, which is,
Okay.
oh my God, it is amazing. And it's so much fun. So those events are included. And then, listen, I'm fortunate enough. I have another attraction that's 30 minutes down the road. It's an amazing attraction. So the season pass allows them to get into that attraction for free as well.
Wow.
I like.
And not everybody's going to be able to do that.
Right.
But I'm in a good position where you can go to both in one night. So if you have a season pass, you can go to both locations in one night. Bring friends, do it next weekend. So it really works for us. And other cool thing I think Nicole, you and I talked about last year was if it's your birthday, you get in for free. So those are kind of
I love that.
Those are fun things. And you said
I was going to ask
I don't
you
know
about
if you
that.
did it or not this year.
We did
you
not
do it? Well, you should do it.
We did not do the season pass yet, but I was going to advertise it. I was going to wait and see, right? Like hit it on October 1st and let it go.
Just do it. I'm telling you.
That's awesome.
I looked at the ticket.
Season pass has been good. It's one of those things that an attraction needs to build upon. It's not going to be, hundreds of tickets out of the gate. So it's just something year in, year out. If you have an off-season event that you can add value to that, then you get yourself a super fan. And we all want super fans.
Oh, 100%.
So.
Very cool option.
I like it.
I think you have an immediate sale here with Niles Scream Park. They're looking for you to talk to Pete.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll talk to Pete. I like Pete, and I tease him because I say he's too cheap, but, I'll talk to him. I try to make him money, but, he fights me.
So now we've got a question coming in from our good friend Paul. How much is it for a season pass?
Okay. I think it's $150. Last year was $130. It's either $130 or $150. I don't really know. It's probably $150, I think. But you get two different locations and all of our off-season events, which we do Valentine's, we do Krampus, we do Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth its weight in gold. You can go every day, every weekend. So.
Yeah, right. For sure. All right. So now this is one of my favorite questions because you've got both attractions and both of them have received regional and national attention on many different ways. And, you've also opened your doors and brought us in to see a lot of this stuff. But what keeps you always producing quality shows? What's your secret sauce?
Oh, there you go. Well, hey, listen, like everybody else, it's got to have the passion. Yeah. Right? You got to have the passion, which brings creativity. So you make small changes. We focus on the guest experience. So that's key for any attraction. You need to watch, like this season, we watch how people interact with our services, our haunt, our bars, things like that. We find out ways to make their experience better, whether it's faster, less waiting, whether it's accommodating, something that they're waiting in line for, they're not happy with. So I think it's about customer experience and, basically creating a great attraction and maintaining a great attraction. You need to make some changes. You don't have to make a gazillion changes, but you got to focus on the customer and what their experience is going to be. They don't want to wait in 3-hour lines. So you got to manage that, whether you got to go to time ticketing, whether you got to, speed up someplace or don't oversell yourself somewhere else. You got to just kind of pay attention. People are willing to wait X amount of hours or X amount of minutes. And at some point it gets really annoying. So you got to be, you got to watch it. But hey, listen, have a good attraction, pay attention to the customer, make some changes that you think will be impactful. And I always try to get something like, you got to get that Instagrammable feature.
Yeah.
That people are going to want to oh, that's really cool. Because one thing that seasonal attractions have to do or need to do, you got to give your audience something that they can't get any other time of the year, any place else. So you got to have that one or two items that, they can't get every day or anywhere else. So those are cool stuff.
For sure.
Oh, What if we know we have Alan Hops here? We have a number of haunt owners that would love to try and hit that beautiful milestone of 50 years. What advice would you give to other haunt owner and operators about making it on the stretch?
Well, for me, it's all about discipline. As haunters, we have a 15 to 20-day window where we have revenue coming in. So you have to be disciplined, and you have to stretch a dollar to get to next year. And if you're renting a location or leasing a location, you have to maintain those relationships so you don't get kicked out. So there's things you got to do, business wise, to make sure you can maintain. So other than that, you have to have a good product and deliver a good product and good guest experience. But you got to be responsible with your money. And that's not as easy as it is. You got to pay the government taxes. You got to be responsible. You hope you have enough for next year.
Yeah. Now, all right.
And I'll tell you one thing too.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been doing this for like 5 years. So it's been like 25 years. So time flies when you're having fun, and time flies when you're doing the good thing. So be careful. You're going to be like 50 before you know it.
Bravo.
Yep. It happens. I'm telling you.
That's a good answer.
It's going to happen.
It
You
creeps
turn
up
around
on
and
you.
you're gonna be like, "Holy crap! I'm 50 years old." So,
Did you turn 50 this year, John?
no, I'm 55 now. So I
Oh.
did that I turned 55. Well, I'm 55. And I turned 50 like 2 years ago. Somehow I'm 55. So I don't know how that worked out. But you lose track of time. The more you dedicate to your attraction, the quicker the days go.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you
absolutely.
what, it seemed like last month it was, we're at TransWorld. So
It's true.
Yeah,
that's
so
what
true.
happens. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
And people that
Well,
work hard, and they understand that 100% what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So now tell us one last time, if we have
Okay.
not been to the haunted schoolhouse and laboratory, tell us why we should come see it.
Well, you'd be crazy not to, first of all. But, that attraction, they have 2 separate buildings, and it's just an iconic attraction. And it's something that has been around for so long. It's a must-see. There are scenes in there, there's set designs in there that just blow you away. And you're like, oh my God, I'm having so much fun. I'm getting scared. It's just one of those experiences that you just want to have again and again. So yeah, you just got to do it. And it's kind of like on the bucket list, you always have to stop by the haunted schoolhouse and haunted laboratory, or it's not a Halloween unless you stop. So
Right. I love it. I love it.
We got to go. Let's go. All right, John. We got to get personal for a second.
Okay.
We got it. Now, we could ask one of 2 things. You can
Okay.
answer whatever you would like. What do you think, Nicole? We should ask him, of course, what his favorite Halloween movie is.
Yes.
But do you have a personal favorite haunted house? So you can go either way.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
So I don't watch Halloween movies, so I'll cancel that.
Okay, cool.
But listen, I have a lot of favorite haunted houses, and I like haunts for what they present, what they give me. So there's some haunts out there that I just love, and maybe other people don't. But I like every haunt for what they present, because they have passion, and they have their own setting there, and they're creative in what they do. But anyhow, my haunts, I'm going to shout out to Ohio, the Dent Schoolhouse.
We love them. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those guys are amazing. I love it down there. And 13th Gate down there with Dwayne.
Oh, Dwayne.
Yeah. And I have about top 10. And I went to Eloise Asylum this last year. Now, they're not a new haunt, or they are a new haunt, but that was an amazing experience. But Michigan up there with Erebus, awesome. But there's tons. Scare House out in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't even want my top 10 or you want my top 20, but those are some
It's a great answer.
It's okay. I'm just
Yeah.
filling in my bucket list with all the
Brad down there in Nashville. I mean, pretty much
Yeah.
every state. I have a favorite one in every state, but so down there, Nashville. Okay, I go to Tennessee. I love Nashville. I go to Florida. I like Jacksonville. So there's just different places. And every state has they have some good attractions. So one thing I love about TransWorld is I get to meet all the people and all these different states, and when I go visit different states, I stop in and say hi.
I love that. I love that. So yeah, Deborah, this is a great quote. The art in each haunt is appreciated for sure.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll go to a haunt that's like a 5-minute walkthrough, and I'll be like, "Hey, it's amazing." They're like, someone will say, "Well, that sucked." Like, no, it didn't. It was great. I go, they took a building and took a space and made it something fun. And you know what? For whatever their design, whatever their budget is, the passion is there. When I see that passion in there, they did a good job.
Yeah.
And every haunt, whether big, small, short, or tall, has something. There's a good takeaway, and you got to open up your eyes. You got to take away what you can find out of that attraction and learn from it. So that's what I like to do.
Wow. Where do we even go from there, Chris? Like that was perfect, John. Like I feel like that needs to be on t-shirts. Like
yes,
I love it.
Hey.
I love it.
We are printing these quotes. This is wonderful.
I mean, look for the good in an attraction. Don't look for the negative. And people sometimes quick to judge, and they look for the good stuff because there's good in every attraction. So you got to find it. That's the challenge. Find the good in that attraction. So that's what I challenge everybody to do.
There's no better way to wrap that up than to talk about the love, talk about the passion.
Right.
John, we could spend hours with you. Thank you for finding some time for us on your beautiful 50th season.
Yeah, we're excited. We're definitely excited. And I'm grateful to the Johns family for letting me take over their attraction. And I'm grateful to my staff. So we're going to have a great year. And I think everybody's going to have a good year too. So God bless. And I hope we kick some ass.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you.
TransWorld.
Yes.
Yeah. That'll be here before you know it.
It's true.
Yes.
And get your tickets to Legendary too, by the way.
Yes.
Yes, John, are you joining us for Legendary?
I'm hoping to.
Awesome.
Well, see, one of the things I have, I'm starting a new family-friendly Christmas attraction. So my time is getting really weird on me because I have to have that ready and that Thanksgiving time. So it's gonna be a challenge. And I have
when do you open?
I have 4 months of work to do in the next 6 weeks. So
awesome. No pressure.
So I'm gonna try to sneak out. I told Jen I would make every effort I could to get to Legendary because I have never missed a Legendary since day one. I've never missed one. So and I don't really ever want to, but I'm having a hard time. How's that?
Fingers crossed for this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
Well, thank you, sir, again.
All
We
right.
appreciate you. Thanks for sharing your stories with everybody here, and everybody go see some beautiful haunted houses, not only in Canton, but a 50-year.
Yeah. And what I'm hearing is, John, we're going to have to check in on you about November, December and see how that Christmas show is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get a sneak peek.
If any haunters are looking to kind of transition to some Christmas stuff, I mean, I'm the guy you got to talk to. So
love it.
Perfect.
All
I
right.
still a seminar coming on.
There you go.
We'll be back.
All right.
All right, John. Thank you so very much.
Take care, guys.
Thanks for joining us, and happy Halloween. We'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
All right.
Wow, Nicole. Wow. Holy
I know.
cow.
Wait, Chris. It's 9:00. You know what that means? We did it in an hour.
We did it in an hour.
News,
Oh my gosh.
Right. We gotta go because we got to make it in this 1 hour. No, I'm trying to keep our episodes shorter. If you guys didn't know, to try to help it and make your days and your time with us as jam-packed and as fun as possible, and be able to bring you even more every single week. So it's been great. It's been fun, but it's sweet sorrows to say goodbye until next Tuesday.
Yes, cannot wait. To remind everybody, Paul Lanner from Hunters Against Hate will be joining us, and really excited. And cheers to Robert, who actually did some wonderful math for us. And we have 23 weeks until TransWorld.
All right. Well, I got to go start packing and getting ready for that, because that's better than I anticipated all the way around.
We love you. Thanks to each of you for being on the show with us. We can't do it without you. Thanks to Haunt Pay, and of course, thanks to over 100 years of experience between the Niles Screen Park and John Eslich and the Haunted Schoolhouse and Laboratory.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. And we love you all. Seriously, we really, really do. And hope that all of your haunt and Halloween projects are going along swimmingly. And we're going to see you next